Howdy there. A couple nights ago, I saw The Secret World of Arriety. It's the new film from Studio Ghibli. This is the second time I've seen the film, the first on the big screen. I watched it maybe about 4 to 5 months ago on bootleg DVD. It was a overseas region-free DVD. The quality was so-so. It was okay. I'd say it was like just a normal DVD with subtitles. So it had the original Japanese soundtrack. So I knew right away after I watched it at home that I would have to see it on the big screen because, animation always deserves to be seen on the big screen. And also, even though I have no beef against subtitles, whenever a animated film is subtitled, I always prefer to watch it with my own language, with English soundtrack, just so I can pay attention to the animation and to the visuals. So I knew right away that I would be seeing it again, and I definitely enjoyed it more than I did watching it at home. Of course, I think the English language helped for me. And, it just looked beautiful. Walt Disney Studios handles all of the American release stuff with Studio Ghibli. Once again, they've done an outstanding job. At least they have the utmost love and respect for Studio Ghibli. So they make sure that their product is put out to the highest possible standards, I feel. I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8, if I haven't said that already. I'll give it an 8, which I think I gave the home viewing a 7, possibly a 6. Maybe I should have watched it. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it on the big screen. It's just so lush and beautiful. And the voice talent is good. Some of the names that are voices that I recognized were Amy Poehler, Will Arnett, Carol Burnett. I thought for a while that Shia LaBeouf might have been one of the voices. The voice cast only came up like in a split second, and so I did not have a chance to absorb all the names or see everyone who was in it. But I thought Shia LaBeouf was in there. I'm not sure. There was another male voice that I thought I recognized, but basically just the three, Amy Poehler, Will Arnett, and Carol Burnett, are the ones that I recognized, just, without effort. They're all, all the voice talent, very good. Again, Disney pays the most, the respect with handling the product. So the voice talent is outstanding. I really thought they nailed Carol Burnett's casting. I thought she did a great job as her role. It was my least favorite character, but having it be from Carol Burnett, there was an edge of humor to it. So it was okay. I loved the visuals. This was produced by Miyazaki, written by Miyazaki, not directed. I was told who directed this by my cousin, and now I can't remember who directed it. Anyway, it's not Miyazaki. I'm sure Miyazaki had something to do with the character design as well, because all of the characters really look like Miyazaki characters. The visuals are amazing. I really like how usually in a Miyazaki film, there's a supernatural element, an element of the fantastic, and here since we're dealing with tiny little... This is basically, I know I haven't said this, is a adaptation of The Borrowers, the very popular and classic children's series about little tiny people who live in your walls and borrow stuff at night as you sleep. So the fact that we are now watching this story about very tiny people, we see the world on their scale, at their level. And so it takes what we take for granted, insects, basically wildlife, insects, birds, cats, and just everything. I mean, really, just everything that we take for granted, we may not even notice, has now been elevated to a kind of a fantastic level. Even just carpentry, the way the house is constructed becomes their way of life, and it's just kind of fascinating. So it doesn't need any supernatural element. It takes our own natural world and makes it supernatural in a way. So I thought that was very cool. Like, she has not really a battle, but kind of a run-in with a cockroach. And that cockroach, is wicked. It's pretty badass, but it, and it's a cockroach. You see a few every day. And here it was just like imposing and threatening, as it would be if you were that tiny. It's about, okay, these people who live in the house. One gets discovered again. There's somebody moving, a boy who is very sick, is moved to, I think, his grandma or aunt's house, something like that, to be closer to the hospital that he's going to have his surgery at. So, as with Miyazaki films, someone is moving and in a new place. One night while borrowing, they get discovered. They get seen by the sick boy, who's just lying awake in bed. He tells them not to be nervous or anything, but due to their policies, the borrowers must move on. As they say, the curiosity of the human is insatiable. So if they're seen, they must move on because it will not stop. And that's really it's really as simple as that. And then they try and move. If I have a beef with the film, it's that, the story is just very simple. And it just is filled in by all just incredibly gorgeous and lush visuals. Sometimes I thought the characters lacked motivation for what they were doing. And this all pretty much comes down to one character for me, which, for lack of a better term, is the bad guy. But she's just a lady in the house. I'm not sure of the relation or what, but a lady in the house. And, as soon as she, gets wind of these little people, which have been rumored to have existed for some time, but as soon as she gets wind of these little people, she just sets out to destroy them, doing all she can to find them, trap them, kill them, basically. And I don't get it, I didn't get that. I was like, why is she doing that? It's really just the sole problem, and I don't mean problem, I mean, it's the source, it's the number one source of drama for the last half of the film, is this woman wanting to find them out and to, smush them, pretty much. And I don't know why she wanted to do that. Why would anyone want to do that? But why she wanted to do it is just a mystery to me. And she was just unstoppable. And again, because that character was played by Carol Burnett, I enjoyed some of it because Carol Burnett is so talented and just, again, perfect for the role. I even thought the character kind of looked like Carol Burnett. I just didn't get it, you know. I just was like, well, why is she just so hell-bent on destroying them? They're not hurting anything. So I just never bought that element of the drama. I just didn't get her motivation. There's also a character I feel is it's the character I thought may have been voiced by Shia LaBeouf, but I'm not sure. What was his name? Ripper, was it? I can't exactly remember, but it's basically like a borrower who is warrior-esque, a hunter, lives in the wilderness and is responsible for, guiding other borrowers to safe places. Basically spins out, he's a wild child. And he's, badass. We're introduced to him as kind of a warrior, hunter, and we get to see just elements of his skills, but it never really comes into play. And it seems like he would be such a... And I mean, maybe they could have a sequel in mind. Again, this is from a series of books. Maybe they have something, in store for the sequel. But again, we're just given little hints at this character. And we never really see much. And he's so cool that, of course, we want to see more. But we're left wanting more. So maybe there will be something more. But I just thought that he kind of came in at the end and... really, I just wanted to know more about him. They basically he gets to show off a little bit. I enjoyed myself. Again, I'm giving it an 8. I had a fun time. It went over so quickly. Again, it's a very simple, very elegant storyline, but, again, deals with loss and with family and, basic human elements. So there's something to relate to. I didn't remember the soundtrack being so gorgeous, but the music was really beautiful. I thought really fitting with the story. The music was really beautiful. All the voices were good. All the acting, it was the animation was just outstanding. There's just like little flashes. The cat is amazing. He's a big cat. In a way, I thought some of the scenes mirrored some scenes in Totoro. But, there's a scene where the cat's like trying to get through a grate of some sort. And he's like pushing his way and the fur is just going crazy. And he's, meowing. It looks terrifying, really. And I just loved, that was some of my favorite animation was done with the cat. And all the scenes with the cat are really cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. Again, Ghibli is one of the foremost animation studios in the world. So they put out a consistently good product. And Disney does an admirable job with releasing that in the States. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. So this is the second time I've seen The Secret World of Arriety, but the first time on the big screen. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'll give it an 8. It's at times very breathtaking. Thank you very much.